You want chaos? Meet the new face of it in New York. Two rookies who are loud, physical, and infectious. The Giants' 34-17 upset of the defending champion Eagles didn't feel like a carefully staged miracle. It felt like two kids found they could run the game and decided to put on a show. ESPN.com. Jaxson Dart didn't try to be something he isn't. He played fast, decisive, and confident. He completed high-percentage throws, hit the right rhythm, and when he saw a lane, he used it, a 20-yard scramble that changed the night's tempo and energized the stadium. He finished with tidy numbers and a presence that screams, starter. After the game, he didn't sermonize or pander. He said the obvious. This was a statement win. That bluntness landed because the tape backed it up. ESPN.com, Cam Skattebo was the other half of the electric equation. He ran like somebody forgot to tell him the defense was supposed to stop him. 3 rushing touchdowns, nearly 100 yards from scrimmage, and a style that somehow feels both old-school violent and meme-ready. The stat line is one thing. The vibe he brings is another. He doesn't ask permission. He takes contact and makes it pay. The league noticed quickly. Weekly honors followed. New York Post. What makes this more than a viral highlight reel is how they feed each other. Dart's early strikes opened creases for the run. Skattebo's willingness to finish runs kept defenders honest and created play-action windows Dart exploited. It's synergy, not solo theater. When the quarterback and the running back are hungry and fearless at the same time, the rest of the roster tends to follow suit. The Giants rode that electricity to a win that will be replayed as proof the roster has an identity worth exploring. Giants.com. There's also the showmanship. Dart high-fived a ref after a touchdown. Skattebo bellows mate for mate like they were on a college field in front of 5,000. That behavior used to be frowned upon in New York Giants lore. Grit, stoicism, the do-your-job school of silence. But after more than a decade of stale results, weirdness is a strategy. If the alternative is more of the same mediocrity, why not let the kids play with fire? Their energy is contagious. The crowd feeds it, and the crowd's energy feeds the team. That loop matters. Giants.com, let's be practical. Neither man is an all-season finished product. Skattebo's yards per carry and explosive play metrics are promising but not elite. Dart is a rookie quarterback, which means mistakes will come. The Giants' win didn't erase a prior ugly loss, and it won't cure roster gaps. But this is about timing. When a franchise has been stuck in the mud, sometimes the correct move is to lean into what works emotionally and tactically. Unleash the chaotic duo, build schemes around their strengths, and let the rest of the roster discover new habits. NFL.com, how you actually do that without burning them out or exposing them? You design around it. Here's the blueprint that makes sense. Protect Dart with quick reads and scripts that invite him to make his strengths shine. Movement, early progressions, design scrambles in specific windows. Avoid asking him to carry the offense with deep reads every play. Feeds Skattebo in controlled doses, power between the tackles, goal line snaps, and situational carries that maximize his downhill juice while minimizing exposure to pass blocking liabilities. Use him to set up play action rather than as a lone savior. Let the defense play with the energy the offense creates. Aggressive fronts and turnover hunting packages fit a team that wants to be disruptive. But coach discipline into the edge rush and tackling angles, rookies can be reckless, and that recklessness gets punished late in games. Giants.com, there's a roster and schedule reality check here too. The next several weeks are not a cakewalk. Denver, a rematch with the Eagles, the 49ers, Packers, Lions, Patriots, that's a gauntlet. Big plays and viral moments can win a few games, but seasons are 32 games of accumulation. The Giants need to convert tonight's momentum into week-to-week reliability. That means coaching the little things. Pass protection calls, third down communication, tackling technique, and special teams competence. Win those battles and the highlight reels stay meaningful. Lose them and the excitement becomes a cautionary tale. Giants.com. This moment is also a marketing windfall. The names Jaxson Dart and Cam Skattebo are cinematic. They're click-friendly, brandable, and perfect for social storytelling. The modern NFL values personality as much as production. For the team, this is a chance to sell a narrative. Gritty rookies, tough home crowds, the return of a franchise that plays with personality. For the players, this is opportunity and risk. Attention accelerates opportunity, but it also accelerates scrutiny. The franchise must guard their development against the social media timer. Giants.com. What about who they replace? The Giants' recent history has favored seriousness and disciplined, low-emotion leadership. That approach gave them 2 Super Bowls under Eli Manning's era, but also long stretches of vanilla losing afterward. Dart and Skattebo are the opposite of vanilla, and in a league that punishes predictability, unpredictability can be a competitive advantage when harnessed correctly. This isn't a rebellion against fundamentals, it's an evolution. Keep the boring reps, add the reckless spark in safe doses. ESPN.com, there will be growing pains. Expect more blue tent visits and slow-footed film room nights. Expect games that swing violently, brilliant in the first half, sloppy in the fourth. That volatility is the price of letting rookies burn with freedom. But even the best dynasties paid that price once. The question is whether the Giants' coaching staff is patient enough to let the chaos mature into a system, or whether impatience and roster tinkering will snuff it out before it breathes. ESPN.com tonight's headline is simple. The Giants finally looked fun and dangerous in the same game. Dart and Skattebo gave the city a reason to scream, and the franchise a blueprint to tinker with. It won't be pretty all the time, and it won't automatically equal a playoff berth, but it's something new. And sometimes new is exactly what a stuck team needs. ESPN.com, if you want the one-sentence takeaway to drop in your opener or tweet, the Giants rookie duo just made being chaotic feel like a strategy, and now the real job begins, turning viral energy into sustainable wins. Giants.com, which next game adjustment do you want me to break down first? Play calling tweaks to protect Dart fee, or a usage plan to get Skattebo 18 touches a game without breaking him? Pick one and I'll map it out in detail. Something electric is happening in New York, and it's not polite or pretty. It's loud, impulsive, and kind of glorious. Jaxson, Dart, and Cam Skattebo are giving the Giants back a personality, a spark plug identity that was missing for years. Rookie chaos with a purpose. That matters because a team can be technically competent and still feel dead. These two make the game feel alive again, and that energy can carry a franchise through the inevitable growing pains of youth. Dart is the kind of long-haired, live wires quarterback who treats the NFL like a stage. He's not polished yet, he's young, he makes rookie mistakes, and his tape has both wow throws and turnover moments, but he also brings an instinctive fearlessness that can flip games. That confidence translates to teammates. When your QB acts like he belongs, receivers and blockers play like it matters. His 17 for 25, near 200-yard outing with a passing and rushing touchdown in that big win over Philly wasn't just statistical, it was cultural. He started to rewrite what the locker room believes it can be. Skattebo is the kinetic counterweight, a running back built for contact and chaos. He doesn't always pile up yards per carry, but he creates critical first downs and finishes drives. Coaches love backs who move the chains in ugly, necessary ways. Teammates love a guy who crashes into defenders like a hired demolition crew. He's not just a highlight. He's the kind of role player whose impact shows up in short yardage conversions, time of possession wins, and that intangible we can get another attitude late in games. Pairing Dart's improve with Skattebo's sledgehammer does something rare. It gives the Giants permission to be themselves again. For a team that's suffered through a decade of tepid identity, wins where nobody cared, and losses where nobody was electrified. This is a rebrand by force of personality. Daboll's public praise is boilerplate, but the subtext is clear. Unleash the weirdness when it helps you win. Reality check, though. Rookie energy doesn't equal sustainable wins. Dart and Skattebo will hit roadblocks, predictable regressions, film corrections by opponents, and the gauntlet of a brutal upcoming schedule. Broncos, Eagles, 49ers, Packers, Lions, Patriots. Young players tend to feast early on schemes opponents haven't nailed down. The moment defensive coordinators find a repeatable counter, those advantages shrink. Expect more blue tent visits and split-second learning moments. That's not a failure. It's the price of growing up fast in a results-driven league. Coaching must manage this with surgical care. Daboll should do 3 things. 1, script advantages. Give Dart early pass plays that are high percentage and let him build timing. 2. Protect Skattebo with situational usage so he's explosive rather than overexposed. And 3. Limit decision volatility by dialing up reads and play action setups that maximize Dart's arm without forcing him into NFL speed indecisions. If the staff tries to domesticate their personalities too quickly, the team loses its spark. If they ride them recklessly, losses pile up. The art is balance. Front office work matters too. Young cores need supporting casts. The Giants must add depth on the offensive line and at edge defender to keep this core from being overwhelmed on a long season. A few savvy midseason pickups, a veteran corner and other guard, could buy time for these rookies to develop without being chewed up by superior opponents. Social media virality will follow them, and that's a double-edged sword. Clips of Dart and Skattebo will drive engagement and attention, which helps the franchise brand. But it also amplifies mistakes, raises expectations, and creates hot take pressure that can be toxic if the front office or coaching staff read headlines instead of tape. Keep the internal narrative steady. Measure development by snaps, not sound bites. Bottom line, the Giants are interesting again because they've let the kids be kids. But in a league that grinds youth into experience, fascination must be converted into fundamentals. Dart and Skattebo supply the chaos. New York's job is to turn that chaos into consistent, repeatable advantage. If they do, the Giants could be more than a quirky flash in the pan. They could be the start of something noisy and real. If not, at least it'll be a hell of a ride on the way down.